Hey guys, how you doing? Today I'll be talking to you about special need groups and disasters. So, in general, in life, to be ready for anything, you have to have a plan. You have to be prepared for it. And when it comes to disasters, planning is key. Having a plan helps you be on top of it, but you're never going to be 100% ready for it because every storm is different, every fire is different, every anything that happens in life is different. But having some kind of plan help you be prepared for it and help you stay on top of things. And individuals with special needs and functional needs are disproportionately vulnerable to when it comes to evacuations, emergencies, and they face numerous challenges, accessing resources, and for response and recovery. So in order to be ready, they have to have a plan. And their plan is just like everybody else, it's just that sometimes it needs a little bit more and focus on their specific needs. In order to be ready, they have to, one, have the kit, just like everybody else, they have to make a plan and be informed. And the kit, it's like their kit bag. So you should have the basic tools, the basic needs that they're gonna need, whether it's food, water, medication. And it said that most of the time they have to have their medication, even if they're done with it, have the box on them just to be ready for an emergency so they can go out, whether it's CVS or talk to someone to have to replenish their medication. Making a plan, it's the biggest part, and it's where they're gonna, who they're gonna talk to in the event something happens. Where do they go? What do they do? And if everyone's, obviously be informed. How are they gonna communicate with everybody else? How are they gonna get their information involved? How are they gonna receive their information? Where to go? Where not to go? And what to do and what not to do, just in general. One of the biggest things that they have to do, service shows that most family that suffers when it comes to any kind of disaster, they suffer because they did not have a plan. So making a plan is key. So they have to identify the area that they live in, identify what kind of disaster that normally happens. So if you live in Florida, you have to think that there's gonna be a lot of storms most of the times. So if you live in a place like California, there's gonna be a lot of wildfires. There's sometimes earthquakes. So make a plan that adjusts to their surrounding. Once that is identified, they need to talk to other resources, find out who's there to help them, who is not there to help them, what number they're dialed in the event that something happens or the lights goes out, who they would talk to. And you want to identify a shelter in your home. So in the event that any kind of events happen, where in their home do they go if they have to stay there? If they have to evacuate, what do they do? Have a primary plan, have a secondary plan. And the biggest part is to identify their social support. So when it comes to social support, they tend to have primary, secondary, tertiary people if they can't get in contact with the first one. And then with that, having a contact list, so their name, their information, and have a role for everyone that is in their contact list. So who is going to drive, who is in charge of calling them, who is in charge of come seeing them in the event that something happens. And within the contact list also, you want to have someone that is not in your state. So, because sometimes when a disaster happens, all of the power, whether it's the telephone, they may not be able to use them, talk to people within the same state. So have someone that is outside the state that can reach out and see how they're doing. So once you have a plan, once you have a contact list, they tend to make a hard copy. The copy is either on them at all time. Well, it's going to be on them, one, and two, have it disseminated to the people that is in their contact list. So in the event that something happens, hey, they know exactly what to do first, or who to contact. Is the person on contact them? In the event that the person does not contact them, what do they do? So it's key in making sure that they're alive. Make sure that they survive the disaster, making sure that they're okay. So what I've learned is the fact that since they're so vulnerable, unlike others, they need the help. They cannot do it by themselves, so they have to have someone there to help them out. So within that plan, it tells them exactly what to do. But just like everybody knows, it's a key thing. And within their contact, they have to have, or just in general, everyone has to have a minimum 3 to 5 people in there that can come to help you out. So yeah, so if you have any question when it comes to like individuals with special needs, just know that without you, without a family member, without a neighbor, a good friend, they will not be successful. So have an open mind and be there to help them.